Okay, and we are here on another day, another event day. For some strange reason, they're using screen code. Give me a second while I go tell the freaking teams. Sorry about that, guys. And for some strange reason, we now have a Havana.
Initiating.
I don't know why. Had to quickly talk to teams about something very quickly.
Now arriving at Lijiang.
There we go. There's the Lijiang Tower. And we'll be starting off on, by the looks of it, Control Center. Okay, what's going on?
Now arriving at Lijiang Tower.
Only two. Basically, this match started before I could get fully set up. Anyway, guys, so I'm a little bit behind. We are now in game. We are now looking over at the Lijiang Tower. We're going to be looking at this gardens map, not Control Center. I thought it was going to begin Control Center. But right now we're just waiting for the teams to fully sort out. For some strange reason, Team 10 thought it was scrim code, so I had to go speak to them saying, hey, look guys, we're not using scrim code, we're using comp ruling. It just makes it for a quicker, easier fight. Which I'm not going to say what that sounded like to us.
4, 3, 2, 1. Round 1. Capture the objective.
Okay, TP out of the spawn for going to be Celestial Wolves, going to be Zephyr on the Lucio, Freeze on the Diva, over to the secondary bridge, Shinigami Reaper, Kiriko for Churika, and Wolfpack on the Sojourns. Here, Shinigami down early though to Sister Squid, and the Cassidy correction getting the better of that defense lineup, but Omi goes down for the side of Team 10. Now going to be 1-all for each side, but down goes Wolfpack, down goes the mech of the Diva, and followed up with the pummel form is going to be the Diva going down early. Now going to be the recontest, going to be going through. Flipping the point pressure and control formation goes to the side of Team 10. Already up on 20% and counting. Going to be the side of the Team 10. Going to be over to the White Room now for this engagement from Celestial. Celestial with Nil Poir on the point, so Death down early to the and with a Mercy. Moon comes out, looking for it. Looks for it, gets no confirmation. Now comes the Resurrect onto the inverts and Venture. Down goes Cherika, but down in the meantime is Squiddy. Going on into the backline goes the tank of Freeze, looking for a little bit extra on the escape. Looking for a recontest now is going to be decided of Celestial Wolves here on the blue side today, which means they're going to be our home team, which means they get the defense first at all times. Cherika takes care of Omni though. Cherika goes down though to Squiddy. Squiddy gets two with a secondary shot onto the Wolfpack. Then goes Priest, does take care of random guy. In comes the bomb, connects with Sleepy Shaman. Sleepy Shaman also go down to the Reaper. On to the point. Goes the Venture of Team 10, but down they go. Wolfpack getting the best rough invert this time round. 93%, correction, 98% for the side of Team 10. Gonna be a long grudge match here for the side of Wolves, Celestial Wolves, if they want to keep this pressure on point. And then comes the burrow form of the Venture. Oh, Death Blossom in the backline connects with two. As we're looking at the Venture versus Diva battle over in the front line, that happens elsewhere. Into the front line goes the Diva, looking for the engagement tools here. Already down here, the Mercy is going to be Team 10. Now here comes the overclock from Wolfpack, going to be on board with them as they're looking for anything here. Gets a ping on to the Venture, but the Sister Squid goes down. It takes down corrections Inagami. Resurrect comes out onto the tank after their demise was gathered. Already up on 100% charger for this right click. It's going to be this Wolfpack looking for anything that may get a little advantage. Disrupt a shot out, connection with one at least. Down to SFH3, goes in for. Has to go get out, looking for the engagement here. It's going to be Wolfpack looking for them. Gets a dink into the tank. But in the back line is going to be the Diva looking for engagement. In comes the tectonic shock from the Venture. Connection onto the neck on the Diva though. Onto the point. Comes Team 10, gets the vessel on board with the Retro Sleepy Shaman. Takes care of two. Point in their favour. Point now reflect to 98%. 99, there's 100 to 24%.
Score 0-1. Ready for battle.
We now look at the Celestial Wolves for their potential changes here. Going to be over to the Queen is currently what Freeze is going to be hovering. It's going to be this Ramattra with Mercy composition for Team 10 here. Means that there should be an ease here
5, 4,
if they get this confirmation and the
round
dedication done.
capture.
Venture over to the Sim for the TV fight and the Anna play here as well. Invert sticks with some symmetric regression. Looking for engagements are going to be Team 10 already. On to the point goes the tank of Sleepy Shaman, but already down. Suzu out early due to anti-nade that hit with two. Into the backline goes the tank of Freeze. Down goes Invert. Down goes Omi. Down goes Sinister Squid themselves. Gonna be recontestants here. Suzu out, but does not connect with their tank. So having to play a little more defensively here. It's going to be decided Celestial Wolves as they take point. First point capture on the attack here on the night market sub-map. Going to be wrapped around now for the side of Celestial. Anti-nade does come out with a connection onto Freeze. Down they go. No Suzu available, so down goes Poor Sharika as well. In comes the Annihilate, the Nemesis for Sleepy Shaman. Resurrect onto Invert, gain the trace effect of into the game. Looking for a recontest now. It's going to be this side of the Celestial Wolves. Looking for anything that can assist here. Down to Slugger HP, goes Invert again. Has to get all the support. In comes the Overclock with a nano boost on top of it. Looking a turn to keep the action on where the action is. Going to be on board with the Anna as they get kind of information on Shinigami. Sleep that comes out, does not connect with the tank. Looking for it. Anything that can help. This is the Anna is no joke here, guys. And out comes the rush, in comes the disruptor shot. Out goes the support, and almost off the map. Gonna be Wolfpack taking care of Sinister Squiddy, and only goes down in Annihilation popped on bottom of the Mirature. Death Blossom comes out onto point, connection onto the rest of the team of Team 10 now. As we're looking at the Annihilation, 65% gathered for the side of Team 10, so 30% and counting now for the side of poor Celestial Wolves as Wolfpack goes down to a disruptor shot out of all things to go down to. Contest is going to be on point by the Tracer. Out comes the beat. On to point. They're not paying attention, they now are. Shinigami takes go Sinister, but down goes Zephyr. Looking for the front line was the Lucio when they got killed. Down goes the Resurrect for the Sojourn. So on point is going to be the Sojourn. Going to be only 2 members of Celestial here. Going to be clearing up house though. It's going to be Freeze and Shinigami. Connection going to be in their favour. 83% though is no joke here on Gardens. Looking for anything here now is going to be Celestial Wolves for the early engagement. 70% and counting means that they're going to be on equal boards very shortly. In comes the Snipe onto Invert. Down goes the Tracer. In comes the Nano Boost. Overclock in hand. Down goes Wolfpack. Sinister Squiddy gets Nano Boost. Connection onto 1. Connection onto 2. Goes down themselves, but the damage has already been dealt onto the side of Celestial Wolves. Down comes the Death Blossom down. Connection onto the Mercy. No connection onto the Reaper. Gets down though to the Invert Tracer. Onto point goes Team 10, looking for the flip, looking for anything. This overtime is here. Gonna be only the Red Metro on point right now, then down they go. Onto the point comes scaling on, comes Sister Squiddy, then in comes the Mercy, looking for potential Resurrect. In comes the Rush as well on top of it. OC out for Wolfpack Gaming. And OT goes in the favour of Celestial Wolves. Submap goes 1-all on Lijiang Tower. Celestial Wolves may get a map in this tournament. Their final chances to get a map in this qualifying stages of the tournament. Unfortunately, we have already lost and eliminated at least one team. And no matter what happens here today as well, unfortunately, Celestial Wolves will be eliminated as well. So we will be saying goodbye to them after this game, but we've seen if they can at least take a full map off the side of Team 10 here. Down goes Shinigami already earlier to Invert out of all people on board with Wolfpack. Looking for any engagements here. The rest of now going to be for Sleepy Shaman. Healing comes in. Connection onto the tank, looking for the damage. It's going to be the side of Wolfpack and Celestial Wolves. Looking for the engagement. In comes Marissa into the backline. Smith throw out. Connection into Wolfpack. Now going to be on the sidelines. It's going to be the side of Celestial Wolves. Already wall out. Props there going out to the spear throw, getting a good throw into the team and into Wolfpack. Regroup now, going to be coming through for the side of Celestial Wolves. Down to 30% though, correction to 30%. It's going to be decided to Team 10. Should they be down early though, does mean that they're going to have to play this a little slower here from the side of Celestial Wolves, looking for anything. It's going to be the side of Team 10, wanting to make sure that this sub-map is not as close as that last map on the Night Market. We're going to be on the sidelines. Shinigami looking for the Squiddy, but the Squiddy on the mate, looking for the damage. Now pretty much going to be touching the spawn doors here. And here comes the Disruptor shot, does connect with the tank, so a lot of damage coming through for the side of Celestial Wolves. In comes the rush for Team 10. Good. Out they come. Down goes Freeze though, already early. Oh, what's the point? Goes the DPS out. Shinigami does utilize Wraith, but knows that the rest of their team is already dead. 80% and fight counting. Gonna be pretty much last fight territory here for the side of Celestial Wolves to get this map under their bags. No ability for connection. In comes some Blizzard on top. Freeze is going to be freezing. Noon on top of it. They want to make sure that this isn't going anywhere, but their die connects with Wolfpack. Invert with one kill there is the one that matters as well. In comes the rush. Nothing that poor Cherika can do. It's going to be on the point. It's going to be the stagger of the Lucio, but down they go. Finally to Invert, making sure that this fight is won by Team 10. 1-0.
Play of the game.
Time for a thunderstorm!
And with that, we know Team 10 won that, but extremely very heartfelt for the side of Celestial Wolves there. Getting the better of them on a sub-map at least for Night Market was probably the best that we've seen of Celestial Wolves, taking the fights to the enemies, not having to play this slow tempo that they've have been playing. We go now to Celestial Wolves' pick for a map. We wait for going to be what is a escort map, so we're going to be looking at Junkertown, Rialto, Shambali, which point Gibraltar. Let me just remind the teams that they are playing an escort here on this next part. Pardon me. Just waiting for Celestial Wolves to make their decision here. You'll be running 3 supports today, from what I was hearing in the chat earlier, because I was listening into both teams before the match started. Circuit isn't in. Sorry, just reminding people that we do have a lovely map pool here, and I see 4J. Hello, Mr. 4J. The Discord call. How is you? Okay, Drinker Queen ban here for Sinister Squiddies. Team of Team 10. I believe both are out of the tournament. Let me double check though. I'll have to double check the standings very quickly. Standings. Yes, so both teams are going to be out no matter what, unless Team 10 has a miracle 5-pointer today, which might put them in contention for 4th position, and it's the 4 top teams that go through to the semi-finals and grand finals, which are happening next weekend.
Now arriving at the Shambhali Monastery.
Shambhali Monastery, chosen here by Celestial Wolves after losing 2-1 on Legion Towers, means that we're going to be looking at Team 10 on their attack phase first. Again, since Celestial Wolves are our host, they technically are our home team, I believe it is. Unless Sinister Squid wants their team to be the away team, quote unquote. Which makes it somewhat easier for me.
Ready for battle.
Gonna be Invert on the Widowmaker, Oni on the Kiriko, gonna be Sleepy Shaman on the Orisa, Sister Squiddy on the Genji, and gonna be random guy on the Anna. On the side of Celestial, we have a hands up here for Shinigami, Zephyr on the Baptiste, Gombi Freeze on the Ramatra, Ultimus on the Brigitte, Wolfpack on the Sojourn. In comes the grapple shot, nothing gained for the side of him, but looking for any other heads that they can spot. Scope out, looking for it. Sees the hands out, knows that that'll be a problem. Since really gets first blood on this map again, Wolfpack down early. Shinigami follows suit very quickly to deflect a headshot. It must have been a headshot, deflected arrow to the head. Gonna be Artemis going down late as well. Onto the sidelines now is going to be Random. Looking at the engagement here. Save that out. Miss. Gonna be a lot of healing here for this Genji. Looking for it. Out comes the Suzu. Used early, but Shinigami getting the better of it with a 1v1. Down goes Invert. I don't even know where Shinigami is playing right now. He's over to my left. There we go. On board with the Widowmaker. Looking for additional shots here. Comes back out. Looks for the Anna. Gets sucked in the head. Security down. Freeze gets the better of that one. Shinigami down to Random though. Means that Random now gets this on the sight line. That is pretty much uncontestable. In comes the window. In comes the forward side of Celestial. Gonna be contesting this point still. Looking for any engagements here. Looking at where the team are going to be. Asmus down though means the major amounts of healing is down. Freeze follows suit by Oni, getting the 2k there. The Kiriko making their mark made. Zephyr down light as well. The Wolfpack follows suit. Over on the sideline is Shinigami falls to Invert to a headshot. Going to be with the payload now. Is going to be side of Team 10. Moving it very quickly. Shouts are out from both sides. They know exactly where each other are. In comes the blade. Sleep Dart comes out onto Freeze. Shinigami gets the better of the 1v1. On board with the Weathermaker. Over to point B is going to be the payload very quickly. Looking for the engagement is going to be at the side of Team 10. But with Nemesis form popped, it means that they lose Omi late in the fight. Time going to be burning down to sub 3 minutes now. On sideline it is going to be Team 10 looking for a re-engagement here. I think to force the move of Shinigami, but too little too late was that Sojourn. Down goes poor Artemis in a Terror Surge. Unfortunately he's body blocked between the Orisa and the Genji. Round into B. Nothing that Wolfpack can do here.
Payload has reached the checkpoint.
Up sub 4 minutes on this attack phase for Team 10. Gonna be the better Widow of Shinigami getting the better of him, but yet again on board with Widowmaker. Looking for anything here. Sees Sinister. Looking for it. In comes the rally. Artemis going in deep. Looking for anything is going to be the side of Shinigami looking yes to take on to the Genji, but nothing that can be done. Deflect out, I think Paul Shinigami's shot got deflected into their own Brigitte. In comes the backline to Sinister Squiddy, but down goes 3 members of Team 10. Gonna be looking at the engagement here from the Arisa. Down they go to some IHT. Shinigami gets that shot as well.
No one can hide from
Sights
my
popped early.
sight.
Having to recontest. 3 infocytes is going to be an interesting call here for the side of Team 10.
Where could my dance
Looking
partner
for the Widowmaker is going to be Shinigami. Looking for the shots. Looking for any possibility of a head coming out from the enemy Widow of him, but in comes Sinister Squiddy. Deflect out is going to be coming there. In comes the grapple. I saw them to the left.
Personne n'échappe à mon regard.
Out to the backline comes to Genji. Double blade. Make that a triple. Staggering out, going to be on to 3-star after a triple blade pull there. With the infocytes means that Team 10 can push this payload. 1 minute 40 left on the clock. Invert gets finally the better of the Widow 1v1. Takes care of Shinigami. In comes the grapple shot. Nothing gained from that though. They do get Wolfpack on the recontest. In comes the rush. In comes the damage to the freeze. Has to pop the Nemesis form early. Invert that takes care of Artemis as well, who comes back on the Kiriko. In comes the Annihilation, finally popped by the freeze here. Shinigami down early. Means that the only 2 people on point is going to be Freeze and the Moira. Nothing that the Moira can do when the rest of their team is just dead. Cherika down as well. The Artemis finally falls to a Terra Surging Arisa. 55 seconds left on the clock for the side of Team 10. Means that Celestial Wolves have to pull out an amazing attack phase here.
Initiating match.
And it'll be interesting to see what they decide to do, where they decide to go if they do lose this map. And I'm wondering if they can take this map. I'm hoping they can. As we now look at their attack phase, looking at where they can go from here. Strong defense on C as well. Shinigami over to the hands out. Moira for Artemis. Scout arrow out, which connected onto the door. Gonna be Sinister Squiddy playing that character of hands out.
5.
Up on the high ground is gonna be Team 10 Sinister Squiddy taking an off angle here.
Attackers incoming. Stop the payload.
I don't know where the hands are went. There they are. Sign comes out. Wolfpack in the barrel for gonna be random. Takes care of that guy. Yeah, up in the sidelines, it's gonna be this Hanzo double sniper here for the side of the Celestial Wolves. This is Gritty trying to make something work here. Looking for anything. Sees Shinigami gets the head off of Hokage, aka Shinigami. Looks for the damage. Sees Wolfpack. Knows that this is going to be an interesting fight here.
Unerring
Snipe comes out. onto Wolfpack, finally gets the best of that Widow Jewel with a hands up. Shield back in front of the hands up, that means that they have to play a little safer here. Both scatter arrows are going to be out here. Zephyr with the help and assistance on the Hanzo 1v1, but already up onto this hill around this second to last corner is going to be the payloads, which means they don't have to do too much work here. For the side of Celestial Walls, Shinigami takes care of the Anna. Down goes Wolfpack to the Yaomi Kiriko, correction. Sinister does get one with the dragons, but no one's on point to the contest. Shinigami gets the better of the ones hands up, so 1v1.
I offer something more. Clear out.
Looking at the point here, looking at where the side of Celestial Wolves is wanting to play down on the ground. It's going to be the same mode, looking for some engagement early. Grass comes out. Two down for the side, there's version one down for the side of Team 10. Gonna the side of Celestial Wolves getting the better. Shinigami goes down in the meantime, only gets one, but into the back line is the Ash here.
This ends now.
Somehow, in comes the overclock and the damage into the side of Celestial Wolves. And the free bird fall down, Invert gets to free with that overclock. Looking for anything here, it's going to be freeze. Looking for the damage, looking for anything. In comes the damage dealt in by Team 10. Wolfpack does get one in the meantime, but down to members, meaning that they can't contest this point right now. It is slowly moving back round this final corner to the hairpin on this Shambali map. In goes Dynamite Throw from the Ash player of Sinister Squiddy.
Personne n'échappe à mon regard.
The sights are gonna be out and popped. In comes the Coalescence. Connection is good. Connection connects with Sinister Squiddy. Down goes Invert, down by Wolfpack, making sure that they can get point B, meaning that they've got 3 minutes 40 left on the clock here, with a late kill onto Shinigami, but they've got the spawn advantage for now.
I offer something more.
But as this map of Shambali Monastery keeps going on, it then starts favouring in the side of the defences. Looking at where they want to play here. Sees the damage now. Wolfpack down, takes care of two. Invert and Shinigami, Sinister Squiddy down quick. Freeze takes care of Sleepy Shaman. Up onto the high ground goes the Sleepy Shaman, looking for any additional damage onto the backline. Looks for the Anna, connection with the Anna. Out comes the bomb onto the point. Bomb on point. Translations out. Gonna be the kill onto Sinister Squiddy, followed by the kill onto Invert. Sleepy Shaman finally falls. That is going to be a 1 minute time bank here now for the side of Team 10. For a 2 minute 43 time bank for the side of Celestial Wolves. Can easily go for a map win for here on Celestial Wolves. So higher time bank means they, I believe, defend first, if I remember rightly.
Ready.
Sorry
for
guys, I'm
battle.
just young. Gonna be the Orisa Freya combination with the Baptiste Genji Zenyatta. Interesting composition here from the side of Team 10. With overtime being here, overtime rounds means that everyone gets all majors and minor perks here.
2,
Hence why you see
One.
the floaties there.
attackers incoming.
And out comes the Bastion.
The payload.
Wolfpack down already since the Squiddy getting that first blow. Both protect phases where since the Squiddy can get their first blow, it has been them who are the ones to confirm that. Shinigami with 2 though means that they can defend this a little longer. 30 seconds left. Gonna be the engagement here is gonna be crucial for the side of Team 10. Shinigami just doing pinging some arrows down range, hoping that they can get anything or anyone. Out goes the Immortality Field. The Immortality Field already utilised. Shinigami taking care of that one. Knows that the Freya is here on the sideline, but sees the engagement here onto the point. Citizen Squiddy takes care of Osmus. Down goes Citizen Squiddy though to freeze his Sigma here. Gonna be on the engagement here, looking for anything. Sees the damage. Cut the damage. For anything in the backline. Invert takes care of Shinigami though in the meantime. On the opposite angle. Invert down though. Freeze takes care of the lamp. Which doesn't sound like a lot, but OT is here. Oh, with both Zen ults being traded out with a without ult on top means that they're going to be knowing everywhere that the side of Team 10 are playing from. Random with 2. The Zenyatta getting a battle status on them. Sees the grasp from the Sigma. Knows to wait it out. Down goes the Sigma though, finally. OT here still for the side of Team 10. Team 10 Wolfpack down kills random guy. Past point A is going to be an interesting thing. The fact that they need to slow this payload down, involt down early means that they have a player advantage here for the side of Celestial Wolves. Looking for anything here is going to be both teams. Here comes the Flux. Connection is good onto Omni. Final fight territory here now for the side of Team 10. 2 members down by the side of the Sigma freeze. Out comes the Coalescence, and that is where the payload is going to end. Quiet distance or B for a minute time bank in OT.
Switching sides. Initiating match.
Looking here over at the payload of where it stopped, and we'll get a good idea in a few moments time where that golden box of victory is for the side of Celestial Wolves to potentially take this map. They do have an extra 1 minute 33 seconds on the clock that could make or break this game. As we see there, the skill market, it's like don't know what I'm on about there. The Citizen Squid is on the Tracer, correction. That's what I was meaning to say. Not skill market. What the frick am I on about? And Shinigami, that's what I was trying to say. Gumby on the hands out yet again. Wolfpack on this Widowmaker means that we're about to see something special off from the spawn, hopefully.
Escort.
Looking for anything. Looks for the grapple shot. Gets a dink onto one. Down goes the Baptista of Olmi to Shinigami. Down though does go Artemis. Don't be Sleepy Shaman again there of that one. Wolfpack gets one, but already down. The tank is going to be decided Team 10. On to the rest of the team is insert though, getting two though. Means that they having to play a little bit more aggressive here for the side of Team 10. But no one else can touch right now. Payload is going to be moving. Payload's just going to be continually to move. Oh, the Immortality field used by the side of Gombi Omi for I don't know what reason. Going down, it is Squiddy. Shinigami over to the Tracer to contest it. Looking for the damage. It's going to be Wolfpack. Looking at a lovely angle here. Grapple out. Gets the dink onto the USM. Make that two. Make that three. Sees the Genji. Knows that that's going to be a threat. Lovely take there from Wolfpack, showing off why he was named the Widowmaker. Unfortunately, they don't have all members of Celestial Wolves here today, so they cannot play at full strength, unfortunately. But they are trying their damn hardest. Down to 60 seconds on the clock. It's going to be Team 10 going to be stopping them there just before point A, which means they have another 40 seconds to contest this. Going to be on the sidelines here. Sister Squiddy looking for the engagement here.
30 seconds remaining.
Sister Squiddy sees options. In comes the Flux. Gets spotted out. Flux is good for two. Sight out. On board with the Widowmaker. Sees the Genji, gets the Genji. Sees the Squiddy, that's two. Point A grabbed for the side of the Celestial Wolves. They have to play in OT now to get to this golden box of victory. Down early though is Shinigami. The OT spawns are here. 15 seconds. That means for each spawn means that they have to play without their hands out right now. Here comes the blade. Here comes the Terror Surge. Here comes all the damage. Two members down for the side of Celestial Wolves. Down comes the Rock down for the side of Celestial. Getting two members early means that they can flip this fight. Onto the point goes the rest of Celestial with only two members of Team 10 on the point. Gonna be down there tank. It's gonna be nearest on Team 10. Down the support of Random. OT is still here. OT spawns again, still 15 seconds. Means that no other contest is gonna be likely to be here for the side of Team 10. Gonna be up to point B, up towards the golden box of victory. As we go, look at a potential touch from the Citizen Squiddy. Here comes the touch. Gets the touch. Wolfpack down, but OT and the point. Map goes to Celestial Wolves.
Play of the game.
Get in, Vic.
This ends now.
Hello, I'm here.
That's two.
Your
What's
thoughts
the
on that?
I warned
That is 1-1 now, good sir.
It is 1-0. Oh, we got a close game. Okay.
Lijiang Tower went 2-1 in favour of Team 10.
Okay.
And now Celestial Wolves have taken a full map.
Nice. Can you invite me to the game, please, and thank you.
Ah, yes.
Thank you. Yeah, I think the scoreboard is not it's not cooperating with me right now. So
Oh, pff, fuck's sake. Now we go to a Flashpoint map, by the way. Um, Atlas, New Drunk City, Sarvasa. Um, where do you go with your Team 10?
well, seeing as both maps seem to be very close, it's really dependent on where they kind of want to go. But with both teams kind of playing a little more, one in Shambali playing a little more poke, and Team 10 wanting to play a little more rush style, I have a feeling they're going to go somewhere like probably somewhere similar to. I mean, granted, the Flashpoint maps are all very close quarters, so who knows? I'm thinking New Junk City or Saravasa.
Fair enough. And it is going to be a NJC pick here from the side of Sinister Squiddy and Team 10. So they do. Celestial Wolves do have first ban, which I know for a fact that this is their first ban of the whole tournament. Unfortunately, as I said earlier, unfortunately Celestial Wolves is going to be out after today, no matter what happens with this game.
But I believe as well, uh,
Since
team,
Squiddy is
team,
fighting, Team 10 is fighting for fourth.
a tie for, yeah, a
A
chance
tie for
for fourth
fourth.
place, if not. But an update on the two PC versus maximum effort, it was a 4-0, and then we had to forfeit the last one because our DPS player Florence was unfortunately having to tank through being very ill with a massive migraine. So yeah.
We do have some swaps here. Never mind. Never mind. We do have a Ramatra ban coming through.
Yes.
So far we've had a Drunk Queen ban from Team 10, as well as I don't know what the ban was from the side of um,
Yes. But I
they
believe,
banned Mercy
yes,
on
but I believe because Cheekbone Diff and Shake that are playing, they have Cheekbone Diff, I believe, is already secured kind of a spot right now. But if Shake
yes,
that
they
pulls
are
them out, they
confirmed.
will also, yeah. But that also depends on if we have a three-way tie for 12 points. That also we can see if Team 10 makes it. But Shake that. Then we'd have a three-way tie for third and fourth in Cheekbone Diff, 2PC, and Team 10. And I don't think any of the teams other than I believe Team 10 would technically win off of having a record against Cheekbone Diff because of having a forfeit, but we'd have a three-way tie for. And so points are going to be a little weird, so we're going to have to see. You mind if I take this one, potentially?
Okay, Lucio ban here for Team 10. Thoughts on that, Nick?
Well, Lucio is very good on stuff like Flashpoint maps because the points usually cap a lot quicker, and so it'll definitely be a chance to kind of, if you can bunker the point first, you're likely going to win. So we'll see.
100%. You definitely can take this flashpoint as well. It gives my voice a little chance to relax after that screaming match at the end of the.
Yes, I will take it. I will take it from here, Steve. Yes. So now, as we wait for the teams to assemble, we'll see what both teams kind of want to run here. Yes, if Team 10 can win the last 3 maps, they have a chance to make the semifinals. But we will have to see, because we'll have to see what happens with Cheekbone Diff and Shake That, which will be happening tomorrow. And so 2PC is at 12 points. If Team 10 can make it up to 12 points, we have a 2-way tie for 4th place, and neither team has played each other, so we could have a tiebreaker match if we want to see who gets that 4th place spot. But that's all up to, I think, Felice is now running the tournament to finish it out.
5,
And as we are here, we have a
2,
Soj Sombra with Moira, Juno, and Queen versus Cass, Mercy, Orisa, Reaper, and Baptiste. So, as both teams want to start to control this side lane, we have Sombra rotating around. Gonna have a spy check here from the Reaper.
And a off angle from Wolfpack. I'm just following him from spawn for the stream onto YouTube and onto Discord. It was interesting to watch that rotation.
And now we have
around.
two supports both go down, but now we're in a 4v4. Shaman does get to pick onto the Sombra. Now puts it into a 4v3, and it looks like Celestial Wolves are going to be melting a little bit, and looks like they'll walk towards the point a little bit. Freeze still remains alive, holding the corner. But now it's just the Queen left, and now they're just trying to look for a trade. Very low, and now they'll just end up getting picked out, and they'll have to regroup as Team 10 will take the first bit of cap progress, and they'll look like to hold forward here. Change to Kiri from Zephyr. A little more mobility, chance to survive away from the Reaper or the Orisa. So,
I must say, Inver on this Cassidy has looked extremely strong, especially on Li Zhang.
And now Sombra in with a hack, and actually manages to get it out. Revive though.
Shinigami.
Revive won't make the kill meaningless. Window and Nimble Field pop.
Immortality down.
Unfortunately, they're gonna have to back up. Freeze, unfortunately, is taken down by the Baptiste and random guy. And then Zephyr also follows. And so that'll have to be another reset. Will they manage to get the touch? Who knows? 80% and counting here. 14-10
Final
on
fight
the...
time tree. Poor
So
Wolfpack,
dead.
who stuck between the Reaper and the Orisa. Not a nice place to find yourself.
Quite literally a rock in a hard place. But anyway, that'll be first point here for Team 10 as we rotate to Bomb Flex. A little more open point. A little more chance for the Soj to kind of have a little more impact. Same with the Cass and the Bap. Even the Sombra can kind of move a little bit. A little more freedom as Team 10 kind of bunkers around the corner. And Celestial are going to just keep walking through mid. Shinny gets the pick onto Anito. And now they'll commit
Rush
to
comes
Kitsune
out.
Rush, looking to push forward with the help of EMP, looking for a chance to get the pick. And unfortunately the Sombra will fall. Shaman with a good spear, and now the Noon committed with the help of Blossom. And unfortunately, a good opening push from Celestial, but unfortunately they won't be able to finish it off.
However, if you take 3 ults for 2 ults there, that is definitely a better trade if you're Celestial. Only utilising 2 ults there where they had to utilise 3.
Actually, no, they only, Team 10 only utilized both DPS ults, and you still see on the thing they have both support ults and the tank ult. Anito is first to go, same as random guy, Freeze with a double kill, good for 2. Shaman is trying to walk in with the help of Artemis. Artemis with a quick coalescence saves the team, and they manage to gun down Sleepy. Now they'll start taking the point, about 50% for this second point for Team 10, and they'll have to regroup and walk back. Still full support ults on the board. Tank ult and DPS ult ready for Celestial. They'll hold forward in the tiny space, expecting for a run down mid. Invert coming down in the small tiny room with the help of the DPS. And the Mercy.
Team 10 looking for 3 ults in a short while.
They'll pop the window, but it Freeze is going to exist on the other side of it, and pop
Terra
Wolf, though, gets a pick on the random guy with the overclock. Looking to stabilize it out a little bit. Shinigami goes down to Sinister. Rez out, picks it up, and now Invert Invert, unfortunately, Noon goes for naught. Sinister, though, living in the back line, and now is going to take point. Artemis is the only one to fight. That, unfortunately, will not manage to get it. Invert, good for a triple, I believe. And that will be point back to Team 10. Only Reaper ult on the board, but a close EMP followed up. We'll see what Sinister is going to do if they're going to play aggressive here with this Blossom. We have Shinny living on the side angle, wanting to just possibly poke it out a little bit.
Gets a little bit of a thing from the Cassidy.
Yep. Sombra still living on the side. They're going to be spy checking.
Spirit to the Cassidy.
EMP.
Here comes the EMP.
EMP pop first. Where's the Reaper? We're still waiting for Freeze, though, is to go down from Sinister. Sinister doesn't need to pop the Blossom, as now Celestial Wolves are now just crumbling here on second point, and that will be second point here for Team 10.
What's up?
100% with the fact that Team 10 looked very decisive in that final team fight as well. The fact that they were up almost 2 ults, a little bit of ult tracking and ult management.
Looks like we'll be going to Refinery here for this next point, as Celestial Wolves have a Kitsune Rush with a close Terror Surge. But both DPS ults on the board here for Team 10, and now the High Noon gets popped with a quick spear.
Gets drilled down. Rush out. Death Blossom on top of it. So, what did I just witness?
You witnessed Team 10 decisively winning another fight with the help of Blossom and a High Noon, and now we'll have both support alts and tank alt as they cap third point first. But Terra Surge and the Moira Coalescence ready for Celestial Wolves, so we'll see how both teams kind of want to utilize this. Zephyr making the swap over to the Baptiste for a little more range pressure. And now they'll be walking, it looks like they'll be walking through main. Rotate. Just kind of holding main, but it looks like they'll want to rotate through the side lane where random guy kind of sits. And now Free's going to be walking up main. Sinister holds the doorway, but Shinny's kind of walking behind him, sees him, pops the virus. And now it's going to have to try to duel the Reaper. Terror Surge with the help of Valve, but no use out of it, and Shaman gets very low, forcing the ammo from random guy. Invert though, good for 2, but Freeze takes out their Austin Orisa counterpart. Window popped by random guy, trying to stabilize a little bit, and Onito gets the res. Artemis will go down to random guy, but Shinny picks out Invert. Noon off the board. Will they be able to take it? 85% in counting. They've kind of just been one long fight. Will they get the touch?
Fight the fight territory. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. No torture.
No touch, and that will be it. That will be it.
3-0.
10 win.
3-0 on a very decisive New Drunk City. I have no words for what I just witnessed.
We are on the verge of greatness. We were this close. But in my scoreboard is wanting to go to the new one for the score bug, and it looks a little weird on the streaming perspective, so I'm making it, and it's hard to see with the black colors, so I'm popping it to a neon green, and we'll see how that looks.
Okay,
but 2-1 here for Team 10.
Hybrid now.
Yes, but if it's any indication, we're gonna be likely going here to King's Row. I will take a bet that we will go to the King's Row.
It is now up at a 99% pick rate, by the way.
What was the only other hybrid map chosen?
It was, Eichenwald. Once.
Once. But King's Row is just a popular hybrid map. I feel like next time we ever do a tournament, I feel like we gotta take King's Row out. Just because,
And it's going to be Choker out with Artemis. Artemis out, Choker in.
Yes. And we'll see how they want to play this. But, I feel for the next tourney, we're going to have to take out King's Row, because if it gets a 99% pick rate, I feel like the other hybrid maps don't get enough love, and I think we could definitely use that a little bit.
Definitely. With the fact that we've got an Icon Ward, Kings Row, Midtown, or Numbani, again, King, and there it is. There's the famous Scrimsrow, everybody. With the Kings Row being picked here by Celestial Wolves, what do you think is going to be the hero bands here for the side of Team 10?
Being a very heavy brawl map, we'll see what they want to kind of do here. They might potentially, I doubt they're going to get rid of the Orisa, considering that's what they've been playing on. They could potentially, Team 10 still has the option to ban the Ram, I believe. And so, we're going to see how both teams kind of want to utilize this. Obviously, first point is a lot different comparatively to the rest of the map, and so we'll see how teams play around it. Do they potentially get rid of the Widow or the Soj? Or potentially do they DPS protect for Invert to keep playing like Cassidy, which they were doing really well on. But I guess we'll kind of see what the teams kind of want to play here. Obviously, Team 10 still needs to win 2 more maps if they want a chance at the playoffs.
100%, and that's probably playing on the team captain of Sinister's mind that they could easily get into this tournament qualifiers, through the tournament qualifiers into the semi-finals with today's match.
It all depends on the cheekbone diff and Shake That match. If Shake That can get at least 1 point, I believe, they'll technically have the record advantage over Team 10. But Team 10 has a record advantage over cheekbone diff. As 2PC, we haven't played cheekbone diff, Shake That, or Team 10, and so that would be a matter of, I don't know how that would work. I think we would automatically qualify at that point, but due to having no record against them, and then they would have a 3-way tie. But I think at that point, I think we might have to have another week of just like a semi-final qualifier, because at this point, it's going to be interesting. And it looks like they'll be banning... It looks like the Widow ban is... I thought that might be the one coming out. I did call that. And it looks like they will be banning the horse. And so Sleepy might go over the Reinhardt. But we'll kind of see what they want to play.
Interesting that, unfortunately, they don't have their secondary damage dealer of Pickaxe here today, due to them being in hospital through personal reasons. So unfortunately they're not going to be able to make it for today's match, so we're just going to be playing with the other hit scan player of Wolfpack throughout the whole thing.
Yes, and it looks like...
Initiating match.
Obviously, Team 10 is always the red side, which I've changed mine to a yellow and the blue side to pink because, yes, because stuff. Can we have Mr.
Mr. Fluff's into... Are you moderating, Fluffs?
Ready for battle.
I think he's in VC.
Yeah. But... yeah. Anyway, and so here we are. Team's getting ready. So it looks like Team 10 is going to be running a Zarya with a Soldier, Zen, Mercy, Invert, who knows what they'll decide to go to, but then we have a Kiri with Hanzo, Freya, and a Sigma, so very heavy style poke composition here from Celestial Wolves, and now we'll have a Freya on Invert, and random guy to Kiri. Instead, a little more output, and now Freya battle is going to be going on. Team 10 is going to be walking here, looking to hold the choke, but Freeze is here to deny the space. Sleepy holds the corner and now decides to walk forward past the statue, forcing Freeze and pop his shield and probably back up around the statue. Both Kiri and Wolfpack and Jericho are going to sit here on the high ground, but Sinister is going to be occupying the space on the opposite high ground as a soldier. Immo Field popped from Zephyr, and now that's going to have to force him back up. Sleepy's going to occupy the point here. Immo Field out. And now Wolfpack just trying to poke out. Suck. Used up. And now end up melting. Sinister will pick up the kill, and now it looks like that will be the first point cap here for Team 10.
A Mercy Pocketed Zarya is nothing to scoff at, especially when they're 100% charged like they were in that last fight as well. Resurrect comes out onto Sinister's glitch.
Shinny was good for one, but Sinister gets the res from Anito. And now Invert will walk forward on... And it looks like Wolf is going to make the swap over to the Sojourn. Freeze onto the Reinhardt. Trades coming out. This is very scrappy, but ults are going to be available for both sides. Cherika good for 2. Sleepy and Sinister holding up.
Cherika gets a lot of defenses there from the Reinhardt shield, but goes down to a Helix rocket.
And now Sinister is going to be taking this off angle, trying to just deny space. Shinny very low, but still manages to live. Ults ready here on the board for both teams. We're going to see how they both want to utilize it as the cart rounds the S-turn corner. Window pop from Zephyr, and Zarya just melts! Zarya just melts, and so...
Sides have popped by Sinister though, in the backline, gets 2!
And it looks like they'll be able to turn this fight around, but Freeze is good for 2. And so that's a bit of a scrappy fight, but it looks like Random Guy and Invert are going to keep pushing this forward, but Cherika still lives to keep the Reinhardt up. Invert does actually manage to pop an explosive shot, but a quick Suzu will let them live. Though Random Guy very low on top of the subway station, and now continuing to pop onto point. Zarya, nope, doesn't look like any. Oh, both bubbles used. Can the Reinhardt get the finish of the kill? Yes, they will. Invert, with the help of Anito, is going to live here on the bar, but a quick pin! Catches Anito as they're flying. And now Sinister and Random Guy are going to live here on the side angle, but Shinigami's going to walk back.
We'll fuck down though, turn, but in comes the Drake Strike.
Yep. Sleepy gonna be making the swap over to the Mauga. Sinister does die to Shinigami.
Looking for the angles now. Shinigami going to be up on the off angle towards Hotel. Spotted out by the Freya.
Yeah, but will win the duel.
That's the better.
Is the better arrow hero, it seems like today. And now Shinny's good for 2. Shinny's good for 2, good for 3. Can he get a 4th? Do we see the 4th? That doesn't
no
look like
connection onto the 4th. There is Mauga on the field.
Yep, Zephyr though finishes the kill, and Sinister wins the duel against Shinigami, but it looks like
here comes the charge. Here comes the legs. The legs are trying to get out. Gets out with his silver HP, by the way. It's a Sinister Squiddy. I know that pain way too much as a Reinhardt player, where you're going after a soldier and they just run away.
Yeah. Quick pin in. Freeze gonna not manage to hit it and decides to go back down. Sleepy Shaman gonna keep pushing the point. Cherika
dies though.
Might have fallen off the map, not paying attention, but Freeze is good to kill the Mauga. And so will they be able to run it? No, Anito will get the res. Shinny will pop the dragon to deny the space, and Sleepy now is going to walk forward. A quick hammer will allow the Mauga to die. And now they'll keep holding this with 2 minutes left on the point to go. Anito's kind of left with nowhere to valk to.
On the sideline though is Random Guy looking for the engagements, has rush in hand by the way.
And it looks like... Wait. No, there is no. The Ram is on the field. Never mind. My bad. So Ram here from Sleepy, and Invert's gonna go over to Genji here with 2 ults available for Team 10. Only the overclock is going to be available here for Celestial Wolf. And Wolf is gonna be sitting here on payload, just holding distance. Shinny really low, and now is gonna get chased by Invert, and Invert also at a sliver of health. Will win the duel. Sinister walks above.
Rush used by Team 10!
Oh, Freeze will
with a fucking tank visor on top of it is not a nice place to be if you're Team Celestial Wolves. But into the backline goes the Reinhardt, looks for the damage. No ability to contest the point out.
And looks like that will be 3rd point here with 2.5 to go. No ult still available for Team 10. They had to use the ult to
This
push forward, but it doesn't
ends
look like they'll
now.
need it. Overclock committed
Yes.
here.
Shatter in 10% here. Looking at the overclock. Loading's coming through for Wolfpack. No effect though, no confirmations of the kills. With a rush available on top of the Reinhardt Shatter, it's going to be an interesting combination if they can get this off. But out comes the rush.
And now
Shatter hits one, and only one. Hits only the tank, by the way.
But both tanks are down. Will Anito get the res? We'll see. Cherika's going to be living here in the front line, and Invert tries to dash in for a quick kill. Anito with chance for res will get
Res
the
out.
res off, but they will die to Shinigami and the Storm Arrows. Still pushing forward, and now Dragon's
Strike.
committed. Dragon's committed to split them up a little bit. And now Freeze here with a pin inside. Can't quite get a lock on. And now they're going to be holding this corner as Sleepy remains really low. Pops the shield, keep themselves up. And now they'll just get healed back to full health as Sinister lives on this off angle with their heal field. Now the tank's kind of walking around the point.
Here
And
comes
Wolfpack
Storm.
with a quick help of the window. And Kitsune Rush actually got Jax there. The quick window with the help of the Sojourn actually catches random guy, and they weren't able to get the Kitsune Rush off.
I heard the rush attempt to be engaged there, and in comes the Resurrector into the
But unfortunately,
Sleepy
a bit of a suicidal res, and now is Sleepy's gonna have to back away here. They're in a lot of danger. And so they're
More
just gonna
on
have
charge
to both
here
swap.
for Celestial Wolves as well for that contest, and that Resurrect that led to nothing really.
Yeah.
Just a little bit more time being wasted. 30 seconds available here.
4 ults ready for Team 10. We'll see how they want to utilize it. Invert gonna
Here
be
comes
hopping
the
to the high ground.
Valk.
Okay, using it for the damage boost, but Shinny is watching Invert. Hits
Shatter!
Shatter's
Fritz
gonna take
free!
the knock and knock him off, and he pops the ult! And
He
now
hits
Blade's gonna
the-
go in.
He hits the Q! He hits
Blade goes
the...
in, will kill the Sojourn, and now a quick pin in. Invert
Here
good for
comes
one on the
the
blade.
damage.
Invert good for
Looking
one,
for the
one on-
damage, and now we're going to
now-
be full.
Anito's gonna look for the res,
Rush.
but unfortunately won't be able to. Sinister though, good
And
to
now
kill
just
Cherika. Unfortunately,
swap
it looks
aside
like,
slightly.
unfortunately, it doesn't look like they'll
TP
be able
out.
to contest anymore at this point.
Charge! Hits the Ramatra, no attempt for a contest. Shatter again.
53 meters here on that third point, and it's a very winnable situation here for Celestial Wolves. Those Celestial Wolves can't make the playoffs. Though they can't make the
Very-
playoffs, they still can play spoiler here and deny Team 10 a chance to make it.
100%. If Celestial does get this map, even if Team 10 does get the final map of Push,
They'll be
It
tied with
means-
Shake That for points, but Shake That has the better record, and so they will be unfortunately out of the tourney.
Eliminated. Yep.
And we will have all 4 teams technically that points decided with maximum effort, 2 PC, cheekbone diff, and Shake That. And so
If you-
it's gonna have to be up to Team 10 to see if they can pull this out.
100%. And looking at where the Golden Box of Victory is, it's 2 lengths of a cart away from point C in the refinery. Means that it has to go through streets. They have to connect with A as well. Tall order, full slide of Celestial Wolves, but very doable.
Yes,
With the
and it
fact
looks
that
like
they were...
looks like we'll
Pardon
see
me, right?
it looks like we'll see an autumn judo back line with Sleepy on
Pulse comes
right,
through.
and then yeah, I think that might have been a misclick, but Invert on the May and Sinister on the Ash. Yep, it was an accidental pause. So, and then we've still got the same line other than Freya for Wolf. Might go to Soj later, but we'll see. Very similar to what they were running on defense, and now it'll be a Reinhardt mirror. We love to see it. Some good old classic honest Overwatch. Sinister will get the first pick on a headshot onto Wolf, and that will leave Celestial Wolves here in a 4v5 situation. They're gonna just probably wait it out, not want to push it any more than they have to. But Shinny is good to take
go.
Sinister. Take Sinister, but they will die to a fire strike. And now Sleepy's just gonna want to hold this corner with the help of Invert. They're kind of
Cyber HP onto the right hand. Has to get
Yeah.
a lot of healing, has to get... Utilize the wall, does in the...
yeah.
Now point
They-
advantage can go to Celestial Wolves, and it is slightly going that way. Shatter
a
comes
quick-
out early.
But unfortunately it misses. It just went wide, avoiding the Sojourn, and Freeze had his shield up. Invert though walking in on the Reinhardt, and Sleepy will kill Cherika. Sinister will kill Wolfpack, and now they'll be walking through. A missed pin onto Invert, and Sleepy is good for another. Less than 3 minutes to go as they're still trying to hit this first point.
The fact of that, unfortunately, Celestial Wolves did look a little weak on the defensive side of this King's Row, means that this might be a cruel fast as the wall is used on top of the Disruptor shot, which means that it doesn't get any effects there. Out goes the Shatter!
Quick Shatter, unfortunately doesn't look like it goes for anything.
Connection
And Sleepy
is
will
nothing.
get the Nano. And it looked like Freeze wanted to go catch Sinister, but Sinister managed to back away onto the stairs. His Invert will take Shinigami, and now that'll have to be a reset. 2 minutes to go here, and Freeze will make the swap over to the Ramantra. A little bit better of a duelist against the Reinhardt. Checking to make sure no one's living on the side angle.
When the Disruptor shot out means that they're going to be looking at Wolfpack for a right click here. Out comes the wall, making sure that no assistance can go to the Reinhardt. And comes the Blizzard.
Freeze manages to go up, but Shinny manages to defend his team and gets 2. And now a Kitsune rush to just make sure they can push forward and hold the point, but Sinister still lives inside
Ash
Hotel.
is still a point, but goes down.
And manages to get 2.
Wait.
Good for 2 before they die, and they'll have Bob here. And will they be able to recontest? They might look for it. There's still a chance to do it, but a quick Vortex is going to possibly slow them down a bit. And a quick Reinhardt. And a Dragon.
Dragon Strike.
Invert good. Kill 1. Just over a minute to go, and it looks like they will manage to stop them from capping. Though Wolf and Shinigami still live.
Wolfpack will pick. Shinigami goes down.
And
Wolfpack
now-
finally goes down to
A minute to go,
Sinister.
and it looks like Team 10 will be able to stabilize here on this first point. Overclock only to their name with a Juno orbital ray.
Oh,
and
see
they
far.
have Bob
Bob
here
out!
committed, and so they'll deny the space against the tank and the rest of the team, and so that leaves Zephyr in a very bad predicament as they die to the
Bob
boss.
gets Zephyr.
Now they'll commit the orbital ray. Looking to deny space, 30 seconds to go. It'll have to be a quick recontest.
30 seconds.
100%. 30 seconds. There's a call for it.
They might have popped the orbital ray a little too early, and so now they're gonna have to keep walking forward.
Wall out from
Now
May.
Erica's living in
Anti-nade.
a interesting corner. Shinny's gonna stay on top of the theater.
Charge
and
out.
now
Nano out
into
onto the
Reinhardt.
grind.
Can they push it? 6 seconds to go. 5. 5 seconds.
On to
but
point.
Freeze will live on the point, and now Overclock committed here from the Sojourn. Will pick out the Reinhardt.
Connection
And,
on one.
and now
Here comes
they
the Blizzard.
are committed on the Freeze. Will they be able to take the point? Can they get it? Freeze
Random
will
guy
hop
into
onto
the back
point.
line of Celestial Wolves. Connection onto Wolfpack.
Looks like they will be able to live this as the
Annihilation
is
now.
up. And it looks like
see
they will
here.
be finally able to take this point with 2.5 to push this second point to third.
Streets is going to be extremely hard here now with only 2 minutes on the clock. Correction,
They-
2 minutes 30 on the clock.
Depending on where they fight, they might have it at 2 fights at best, so they're going to have to make this count. But they will have ults coming up here on for quicker for Celestial Wolves. Just a matter of how they utilize them. I think that early orbital ray is what kind of screwed Team 10 over to not full hold. And so now they're going to be holding up around the S corner as it looks like Cherika is going to be the one to push forward.
I need to acknowledge the fact that the Reinhardt is 10% away from another Earthshatter. The fact that both Rhines have been getting major Earthshatters means that we're looking at an early game gauge here from Team 10.
And now, window committed by Zephyr, and it's Anito a little too aggressive and will get picked out, but Sinister is good to trade out Shinigami. But they'll keep walking forward. Good use of the window, and now they'll walk forward.
Nano strike on! Shatter comes on, connection onto 2!
And is good. Halfway through second point with 1:20 to go. And the use of those 2 ultimates, only with a Bob now coming up here for Team 10, but we have both Kitsune Rush and Dragons, and a very close Ramattra all here for Celestial Wolves.
100%. The fact that you've got orbital ray and the ball means that you have to be very cautious of how you want to utilize this combination of ultimates here. Can easily flip the tide of this final fight, potentially.
Oh,
Here comes the ball. Here's the wall. In comes the Reinhardt charge. Connection onto the Ramatra. Down goes Cherkadome. All the pieces of Celestial Wolves. 30 seconds left. One fight territory.
Fight territory. Will they be able to get it? Shinny is living up by himself but is actually winning the duel against Kazuna. And now he has to battle the Ana at a very low HP, but he won't be able to do it. Now, Free's gonna walk forward here, Annihilation in hand with the help of Kitsune Rush. Now they'll pop it.
Here comes the
rush!
rush!
Forward as Freeze goes forward to try to deny space, but it gets pinned by the Reinhardt, but is able to block. Freeze, pop.
Place it on top!
But looks like they'll be able to live on it. Freeze unable to pop the Annihilation, and Reinhardt still lives. Jeffer,
Free will.
And unfortunately, that looks like that will be the end of King's Row. Very close, but a good hold by Team 10 will put them up 3-1 and still alive and a chance to make the playoffs.
100%. They did exactly what they needed to on that first point defense of point A for the attacking side for Celestial Wolves. Just deny the time, bleed it out, and make sure that they had no ability to come back from that.
Shinny, though, with that three-piece, yeah, that we mentioned earlier.
If you're Celestial, you have push. Where did you go?
Well, what they've been scrimming, I know that, is Colosseo, and so they'll probably want to go Colosseo, as that's probably their strongest push map, but we'll kind of see what they want to be running. But it's just a matter of how they want to do this. Now, what will they do on this point? It's just a... Do we see the denial?
I'm hoping we do see the denial. They are looking extremely more alive today than they have done. Another substitution comes out here.
Been in for Artemis?
Okay.
But doesn't that leave them with 3 support players? I could be wrong here, but doesn't that...
Yes, that does.
We have 3 people playing support, unless they have agreed on it beforehand, but I don't know. I don't think it's too much of a care, though. Honestly, I think we're just trying to finish it out, and who knows, maybe Shinny had to leave for a second, who knows. But I wouldn't take out Shinigami here in this situation. Shinny's been one of your better players in this, and has been able to constantly get picks. I definitely don't think that was... I definitely do not agree with this move, but obviously... Ah, that is fair. So Shinigami does need to leave. That is very valid. So it wasn't just a random swap. They did need to bring in Artemis because, and Sinister is all good with it. So teams agree on it. We're all good with it.
Yep.
And
so Zephyr back to the main role of DPS. Plays a lot of DPS outside of the in-house tournament. But primarily is that flexibility role between the DPS and the support roster. I will quickly look over at Discord. Guys, what do you think is going to happen here?
By the way, how does the scoreboard look on your screen? Can you see the names and the score, by the way, even though it looks kind of weird?
Give me a second. The scoreboard is not showing up whatsoever for me.
Is it? It should be at the bottom of your screen.
I just have the names in lime green, no score.
No score. You can't see the score. Hang on. It should
Cannot
be.
see the score.
It should be underneath live. It should be underneath live. For
Oh,
whatever
in
reason.
very tiny writing.
I know this is kind of what the scoreboard's kind of cucking me over a little bit, and I can't go back to the other one. It's not letting me. I'll try to fix it later, but obviously, it's not something I can easily fix. So
Fair enough. Depending on map, it could go either way for map 5. Yeah, that's fair. Matt locks Widow and kills one wolf alien people. Okay, okay, 4J. I see you, buddy. Frickin' 4J. Yeah, it's not named 4J anymore, so memes. Who the hell is... Fair. Fair. I'm just gonna call you Blitzy. Then.
see, Blizzy.
Blizzy or is it Blitzy?
It's Blizzy. There's no T.
Oh, Blizzy. I misread it, okay? Shush.
Okay.
But yeah, so as we're waiting here for the band.
And
oh,
it
yeah,
looks
that's-
like Team 10
Sigma
after the pick of
Servas.
Esperanza will ban the Sig. I did not think we would go to Esperanza, and so looks like Sig is going to be the person banned here from Team 10, and so now we're gonna see the cast ban here. So Invert won't be able to play that, and so they probably might go to Genji. We'll see.
Wait, what? Oh.
Since both teams are ready to go.
Very interesting pick. Esperanza.
How many
Don't-
times have we seen it at this tourney? I don't think we.
Literally one other time. And that was a Team 10 match.
Fair enough. So
And Team 10 chose that map.
Fair enough.
And that was if I remember rightly, that was one of the earlier.
The
Games.
cheekbone diff, or was it shake that?
I think it was Cheekbone Diff versus Team
Yeah.
10.
Yeah, and that was the one where, unfortunately, Atlas's team didn't have the players, so.
I can't remember. I'll have to double check later. But with 3 games this weekend, we've got 2 today, 1 tomorrow. Sorry, correction, we had 3 games today. Sorry, no, we had 2 games today. It was just casted by a different one of our casting team for the 2 PC.
And again, unfortunately, Florence was taking out being very unwell, and so he just wasn't able to do too much as he wanted to, so. And it looks like Freeze is going to be playing the ball. I don't know, we'll see. But 40 seconds here as the teams assemble their heroes, and we'll kind of see what they want to be running here.
Composition choices are going to be probably the divey type characters rather than the brawly characters. But you can easily go brawl, to be honest. If Freeze does take care of this ball, that would be an interesting factor. It might explain the pick here of Esperanza.
Ready for battle.
We have a Farah, Arissa, Alari, Tracer, Mercy composition here for the side of Team 10.
Yeah, we get to see the Farah We see Invert here on the Tracer, Random Guy on the Lari. And then we've got Freeze on Melga, Zephyr on Venture, Cherk on Bap, Artemis on Moira, and then we've got Wolf here on the Soldier. As the teams will start rolling out here on the first point. We can double cast this. That's fine. We can share or something. I don't know.
Yep.
Something. As
So, off onto the medium ground goes. Both teams are already looking for it. The fire up in the air.
Yeah. Medium ground will be held here by Celestial Wolves to start, as Sleepy's going to make their way around towards the bot. As Invert poking on the side angle. Artemis going to have to keep them off. Window is committed.
Overcharge already utilised by Freeze here means that they're going to have no engagement tools and have to play the poke game momentarily. Oh, the Orisa already contested. Down goes the Farah!
But teams trade kills, but Anita will get the res off, but Artemis will take Invert to leave it still in a 4v4 situation. Freeze remains really low, but Immo Field committed to keep their Maga alive. Zephyr
Venture up into the height, by the way.
Yes. Sleepy, though, will save the Farah and allow them to keep walking forward, as Team 10 will keep walking forward, and they'll be the first ones to move this bot.
100% with the fact that the bot is now moving towards the activation point. We watched the other day when I was solo casting, the bot got to the forward spawn without being contested once by a team. It was very one-sided, that push map, but we'll hope that this isn't the case this time around. Down goes Invert early.
Freeze going to the Diva here. A little more better to brawl against the Orisa. Zephyr makes the swap over to the Sojourn. Window committed, and now
Barrage out!
Barrage out. Originally they were living, but unfortunately they weren't able to live for too much longer, as now Team 10 keeps walking forward. And now they're gonna, looks like they're gonna be able to hit this checkpoint still with 2 ults in hand and a close Orisa ult. Window though ready here for Cherika, hopefully to likely get it, but Sinister is gonna be poking out here on the Farah.
100% with the fact that a off roll is here for the side of Surfer means that they're going to be in a little bit of an awkward position. But down goes Artemis already early. Wolfpack does follow suit. Random Guy getting that confirmation, but already pushing back to their spawns is going to be Celestial.
Looks like they're going to be trying to deny the window space from the Farah and the Tracer. And a quick shot of the explosive shot will take Invert out, and now that's the 4v5. And Artemis going to be making the swap over the Brig, a little more bunker style composition from Celestial Wolves, and they're just going to be holding this point here, as now it's the bot is looking to walk back, but Sinister still lives on the Farah. Artemis has to hold back into the room and not just peek for a moment. And now alt pop,
connection only.
Sleepy and Sinister get the picks onto the support backline. Sleepy and Sinister are good for 2 more. And now 100 meters at triple digits with less than 7 minutes to go. Do we see the full cap as Wolf also goes down to Sinister, and teams are looking to reset.
The final corner.
Overclock here, ready for Zephyr. But a window,
This
pulse
ends
bomb.
now.
Here we go. We see the
Zephyr
overclock.
uses it.
Zephyr looking around, can't quite catch Invert, but are they going to keep using it, trying to catch the Tracer? Looks like they will definitely try that, and now 3 ults ready here, 14-10, and his window has started off on this next bit of the fight.
Window
130
out,
meters.
coming to find a fight!
Cherika,
Pulse bomb
luckily
comes
avoids the
out,
pulse
though.
bomb, but will die. Artemis,
Boom! Another barrage!
unfortunately not good for anything, and Freeze
Bomb
will
bomb.
pop the Diva ult. Pop the Diva ult to live as a second life, keep their mech up. Sleepy and Anito still living around the point, with Random Guy also helping out on the support.
Bot in control via Celestial Wolves right now, but with more pressure is going to be decided Team 10. Now finally going down their Mercy and their tank means that the bot can finally go back towards the neutral, but the fact that no one is currently on it means that it's going to be in this stack of position.
Both Random Guy and Sinister are going to be living in the backline as they do take out Wolfpack. Hopefully he mentioned that they were living in that small room. Invert here, sitting around the bot, wanting to just deny more card push, as Artemis is going to keep sitting on the bot with Cherika.
You've got here looking at the engagement here, attempting to make sure that nothing is gained. Rally out!
Freeze with a kill onto the Farah and Cherka with the Mercy. All fight still in favor here of Celestial Wolves, but Zephyr is to go down to random guy. Wolf is the only one left.
That's it, 7 HP goes to Orisa though.
And it looks like they'll be able to keep living as the tank and the supports are going to keep living around this bot.
Pulse bomb going next one onto Baptiste! He walks
No,
into
actually
it!
the pulse bomb missed. Cherka ended up just walking into that. And now, Farah is going to be crushing out the
Both supports down!
Oh, a
Self-destruct
quick
out.
bomb will catch Sinister pretty low, but Anita will keep them healthy. Now, a little bit of card push here for Celestial Wolves, but the bot is going to be going back towards their direction of the map. Though,
100%. The fact that off onto the high ground goes and Freeze looking for engagement, but nothing gained. So, Mech already gone. Turns out, hit connection onto 2, pulls the bin. Down goes both supports. Orisa.
Sinister good for a 3-piece, and now the bot will keep walking back towards Celestial Wolves' spawn. But 3
That's
ults
for
ready
spawn
for
regained.
Celestial Wolves have 3 ults ready to go, but a barrage plus a window could provide a little bit of trickiness. But an overclock against the Farah ult would be a good trade here for Celestial Wolves. They do not want to allow that Farah to get into the back line and possibly pop.
Here comes the ball shot!
Here comes
Now.
Barrage connection onto 2!
will get shut down, and same with the overclock that Zephyr managed to get Sinister with, and now random guys back up. Oh, 8 pulse bomb here
Pulse
from
bomb!
Freeze. 3 minutes to go as Team 10 was still looking to push the spot all the way. Artemis kind of in a bad position and now just gonna have to start swinging. Wolf gonna make the swap over to the Ashe. A little more long range pressure as Freeze is good for a couple. Make that 3.
Freeze being a little bit of a playmaker there for the side of Celestial Wolves, attempting to get this bot back into the side of going to be Team 10. Looking at a tall order is going to be this Celestial Wolves squad. They have to be at least proud that they have to be at least proud that they have taken a map off a team that did 5-0 a team. Here comes Rally!
Team 10 has gotten a win, an actual like technical win, because they've had a bye and had to play both the best teams. So Team 10 though, with a little bit of a new look roster due to the roster moves, and so they're going to be playing.
Back in favor of Team 10.
And it looks like it's going to be robbed here from Sleepy. The tank is going to keep robbing it as the rest of the team battles it out. Zephyr is good to take Sinister, but random guy finishes out the kill. A quick pop of the Diva Bomb. Won't
No
manage to
connections
catch
with
anything.
it.
And
Full spawns regained.
Sleepy's just going to keep running away with the bot, though. This is the greatest heist of 2025 right now of this Militia tournament as they're robbing the
I don't
bot
think
back
they
towards
know
the point.
about it.
Zephyr here.
They now know about it.
Zephyr, though, on the respawn will catch Sleepy, and now the bot's going to be walking back. Wolf over to the Echo. A little bit better against the Farah.
Freeze down. Very late kill onto the Baby Diva. Means that they have to stagger here for a little bit of time. Up on the high ground though is going to be this team. Oh, post bomb in!
But a good use of the ammo field will keep the supports alive, but unfortunately... Oh, actually, Cherka will live it as Invert goes down, but random guy is good for 2 picks. Barrage ready here for Sinister, and they're going to be poking it out. Cherka remains really low.
Down goes Zephyr to Squiddy, but down goes the Mercy player. So no Resurrector here available for the next 10 seconds until they can come back. Terror Surge is out on connection only onto the Immortality field, but the Baptiste does go low, does die to a headshot. Zephyr with another. Means that the fact that the teams are going to be more towards the Celestial Wolves here. 3 on point as 2 come back from spawn.
30 seconds to go. A tall order here as Wolf goes. One more swap here to the Tor, probably the last stop of the thing. And Anito walks around the side and will get the res. Random guy is also going to be living. And now decides to pop the visor.
Sights are popped. Down goes Zephyr though. Nothing gained for that visor. Zephyr down. Correction, Cherka down. Artemis follows with the front line
Celestial
pressure
Wolves are
from.
just melt. Celestial Wolves
Sure.
are just melting here. They can't be melting here. They have to be able to touch this point, but it doesn't look like they'll be able to run back.
No
And it
touch
looks like-
is bleeds away!
And that will be Team 10, still keeping their playoff hopes alive here.
Team 10, 4-1 means that they end up in a position where they could qualify for the semi-finals. Nick, your thoughts?
This is going to be a very interesting match tomorrow. That Team 10 is going to be watching on with bated breath, because if Shake That does get at least one more map point, if they get 2 map points at least, they'll qualify. If Cheekbone Diff doesn't manage to get one, I believe they will lose out to Team 10 because of technical record standings, but Cheekbone Diff did have to leave, so that's also the matter of that.
100%, and the fact that, this was very... It looked extremely hard for both teams, especially when we saw Wolfpack, the Celestial Wolves and Wolfpack have a good element to the factor of the escort where they won that one. The factor that they were coming back on King's Row and attempted to make sure that they had this ability to sustain themselves, but ended up falling short, unfortunately, on that map. They could have easily took that one, but unfortunately it goes in the favour of Team 10 here today, 4-1.
Hopefully both... Can we get both captains up here, hopefully, for an interview, post-game interview?
100%. Let's see if I can get both teams.
We'll ping as well at Matt and at Sinister. Looks like we've got Sinister in here.
Sinister.
Hello.
First
Hello,
of all,
Sinister.
welcome into the cast. Congratulations on your victory today. It looked extremely close at times, especially on the hybrid map. Talk me through what was your thoughts going through that whole match?
Honestly, the hybrid map, I was doing a lot of limit testing, we'll say. I was playing far too aggressively. I had a little bit too much confidence and got a little too big for my britches, as they say.
Fair enough.
But-
Obviously, go on, sorry.
I was gonna say, so you guys, with 4 map wins, puts you at 12 points, and also puts you in a position for a chance to qualify at the playoffs. Though, you're likely gonna be watching in bated breath, because if Cheekbone Diff and Shake That both get points, you guys are out, so I guarantee you guys are probably gonna be watching that match tomorrow. Am I correct on that?
Yeah, for sure. Definitely holding our breath, trying.
Fair enough. Obviously, you did lose the Shamboli Monastery map. It was a little bit unfortunate, but extremely back and forth on that map as well. Let me just invite Mike very quickly whilst I talk. Can you just talk me through what you feel like went wrong or right on that Shamboli Monastery map, especially?
Like I said, I was just playing far too aggressive, and that Widowmaker from... Who was it? I can't
believe it
remember.
was Matt. Or was it Shinigami? I wasn't there, so I don't know.
It was
Either way,
Shaggy.
that Widowmaker was really
was
holding
both.
us down.
It was me and Shim.
Yeah.
He started off on it, and then I took over on the second one.
But yes,
Yeah.
welcome in, Mr. Wolfpack himself, aka Matt. Commiserations, but holy heck, you finally got your map that you've wanted.
Oh, believe I will say this now. When we got that win, I literally jumped out of my chair. I screamed as loud as I possibly could, and then I actually broke down and cried. I will say it.
Though, though you
Ah,
guys do actually have the chance here of, you did have the chance to play spoiler, though unfortunately not quite where you wanted it to be, but you do actually make the standings a very interesting place with that one map takeaway against Team 10 here. But how, obviously being out of the playoffs sucks, only finishing with 1 point and such like that. Not probably the place you wanted to be, but what do you got to say though for putting up like a good final match for us today?
To be honest, I will say this: I was thrown right into the deep end with this team. I came into literally like less than like 3 matches, like 3 tournament games ago. Oh, and I've actually had to try and build a full synergy with this team. I've had to literally try and build a comp round them, try to get as many practices as I possibly could with this team. And I will admit, because of timescales and stuff like that, it was really, really difficult. But it's like what I said to each and every single one of them. I literally called each one of them out, and I literally told them exactly how I felt about them, how amazing each player was, how happy I was, and okay, yeah, we're out of the playoffs. Yeah, we're probably out of this tournament. But you know what? I couldn't be more freaking proud of this team. Today, they actually came back. We actually won our first game of this tournament, and they absolutely deserve that win. Should we have tried to push harder and get better at it? Yes, we damn well should. But you know what? Every single one of them players deserves absolute freaking gratitude. And I've even said to them, if we ever get the privilege of playing together again, we're going to make sure that we actually come back, and we're actually going to make sure that we try and kick a lot more ass than what we did this tournament.
fair enough, Matt. I have to ask the question. Obviously, you chose Kings Row, and it was looking like you could have easily beat Team 10 again on that map. Unfortunately, you didn't get that one. How were the vibes in the VC and comms after that unfortunate loss?
Should I be truly honest about it?
Yes.
In the most nicest term, we basically shut the up. We didn't talk. We literally didn't talk. We just let the tank call the shots, do what we had to, and that is how we rolled. Because
Fair enough.
we noticed that when we were all trying to do calls on New Junk City, we were all overlapping each other. We were not focusing the same targets. We didn't have that target priority, and that is basically where we failed on that map. So we thought one of the members basically said, you know what, everybody, turn off your mics. I don't want to hear another word out of anyone. Only person we want to hear is Freeze. And Freeze took control. He pushed it. He literally was like one of the best shot callers I have ever had the privilege of knowing. An absolute freaking OG. And I would seriously, hand on heart, I would raise that. If that guy is being paid, freaking give him a pay increase. He absolutely worked his freaking arse off tonight, and I couldn't be more proud of him.
Well, speaking of which, as we like to go, team captains, who would you say is your MVP of the match tonight? Obviously, you can pick yourselves if you think it was yourself, but obviously it's up to you guys. We'll start here with Matt on the losing team with Celestial Wolves. Who is your MVP of tonight? Though I already have an idea of who.
I will say, to be honest, I absolutely freaking hate this question, because I would give it to each and every one of my players, because they all played so well, and I couldn't be more proud of them. But yes, you probably could guess Freeze, our tank. Shamefully he won't be able to hear this because he was actually starving hungry from match number 1. He hadn't eaten and played all
Oh,
5 of them. He literally played all 5 of them mercs on an empty stomach, not even focused properly, and he performed really, really well. So, yeah, to the rest of the team, you all are massive big runners up, but the one that stood out most to me, I'm gonna have to give it Freeze. Our Freeze shot, absolute one of the best tanks I've ever had the privilege of playing with and ever meeting. Absolute freaking OG.
And Sinister, to you as the winning team, who would you give your player of the match to tonight?
Now, I feel that's a difficult question because I don't want to be
a lot of
terribly
captains have said that
egotistical.
to us.
A lot of captains have said it to us, and again, we can understand if you just say yourself being with it, because obviously if you think you played the best of your team, that's obviously up to you. But obviously this is just kind of a fun little thing we like to say of like, who do you think stood out for your team, basically, as a thing. So, and you guys also technically got your first actual like in-game play win for the tournament.
That's true.
As
That's true.
though technically Cheekbone Diff was a weird situation, but technically you guys have the win on that. So obviously if Shake That gets one more point and then Cheekbone Diff doesn't get anything,
Yeah.
I believe Cheekbone Diff would be out of the tourney.
Right.
But it's all dependent on what happens tomorrow. But anyway, who would be your MVP tonight?
I would have to say either myself or Invert.
Okay.
I might be a little bit biased towards DPS players, given that I am one, but I think we were putting up some numbers.
It's not shown whatsoever, Sinister.
I think we were putting up some numbers.
Fair
But
enough.
obviously, if you had to pick one between you and Invert, who would it be?
I'm gonna have to give it to myself, just by a little bit.
Just by a little bit.
Okay.
Fair enough.
I think
Understand.
on a lot of those maps, I was just slightly edging them out.
I was going to say, Sinister, you on the Ash is an absolute disgusting, absolutely freaking disgusting.
You definitely
you
lived
had-
it in the backline a lot.
Yeah, you had so many angles on us that it made it really, really difficult on King's Row. So, to be honest, if I had to pick an MVP for that, it would have been you, bud. It really would have. You're absolutely fucking disgusting on Ash,
So-
and I mean that in the most pleasant of ways.
Just for reference, I've had my votes and my MVP cast locked in for since map 4. I just haven't hit enter on the VC chat. Mr. Floss, you got it spot on, and Freeze and Sinister are MVPs of today's match.
Yeah, I was even kind of thinking it was going to be Freeze and possibly either Invert or Sinister, depending on how we wanted to look at it. But
Yeah, Sinister had that slight little edge over Invert throughout the whole match as a whole, because as the casters, what we look at, we don't look at individual maps, we look at the whole map as a whole, the match
the
as
map
a
match,
whole. The map match.
the as who had the most impact for their team, and or if anybody had. And we asked the captains too of like, well, how did your team talk it out and all that? Who felt like they were a good vocalist or anything like that? But obviously, we've got our MVPs. But thank you both here. I don't believe we have any more questions, so thank you both for being here. It was a good match today, and yeah, obviously, Team 10, congratulations. You guys still have a chance to make the playoffs. You guys are tied.
Stay tuned for tomorrow.
Thank you.
The Cheekbone versus Shakedown.
It's going to be a very close match here. Because
Indeed.
if both of them get maps that they need, if Cheekbone Dips gets 1 point and Shake That gets 1 point, they both automatically qualify, and so then it would end up being 2 PC, which is my team, versus your team, Sinister, for a chance at 4th place. So we might have to have a side match just to say who's the team that gets to qualify for 4th.
Yeah.
And we play like a best of 5 or something like that.
Well, I just want to say this to Team 10, an absolutely amazing team, and to be honest, no offense, Sucks, I know you're with 2PC for console, But you know what? Even though we're out of it, I'm back in Team 10 all the way. Go get them,
Thank
guys.
you. We appreciate that. We appreciate that.
Go and get them, guys.
But
Absolutely wreck them.
that is going to be the end of this cast here as well for stream on Discord and on over on my YouTube channel. Final words, Sock.
Well, this is gonna be a very interesting match tomorrow. Where this whole match shook up the standings, and it's gonna make tomorrow's match even more interesting of how the standings are going to work out.
I have to agree there, and we'll see every single one who's watching online or watching in the audience tomorrow for that last match on the regular round robin style-esque qualifiers for the finals, which are next weekend. So stay tuned for that. And we will be running on a scheduled time slot for that, from what my understanding last that I heard. So
Yes, no longer are we going to have to play all 5 maps. It'll be 8-5 coming up for the playoffs. And I don't know if we're going to have to play the maps in specific order, but we'll see.
And I know for the finals, I believe you have to play all 5.
I believe best of 7 for finals.
It is.
Yeah. So.
Thank you everyone for joining in. Yeah, that's all.